She is having 16 years of teaching experience and is currently working as a lecturer in Government Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital, Nagarkoil, and as an executive editor in Ayur Pharma International Journal of Ayurveda and Allied Sciences. Her area of interests are formulating new compounds, formulations, research on medical plants, clinical trials, and etc. She has also published articles in many national and international journals and even presented papers in many national seminars. Ma'am is also the treasurer of All India Ayurveda Congress, Tamil Nadu Kanyakumari Zone. Ma'am also conducts many awareness programs on social media. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think I can take the stage now. Yeah, with your permission, I would like to take the stage now. And I give you a warm wish. Good evening. Why? Because like after 2 sessions, I know that you are a little bit tired. Okay. And I'm able to see smokes of artificial intelligence coming out. But in the beginning, I would like to say thanks for the entire crew of Emmanuel Arasar Ayurveda Medical College for giving me this platform to share few things. It's not much, very few things, and I have tried my level best to find out the pros and cons of artificial intelligence in Ayurvedic herbal and manufacturing industry. A very few. Before going deep into the slides, I would thank God, my parents, my teachers, and all my friends who stood till today to make me up and to bring me to this stage. Thanks for all. And now I just try to enter the first slide, please. So like without touching the word Ayurveda, it is a tough job to go into artificial intelligence. So like we all know, Ayurvedic system of medicine is a holistic, natural and ancient system of medicine, and main aim of Ayurveda is to restore health, or actually to restore a balance to the body, mind and spirit. This is the beauty of our science, and it is natural. Next slide. And now we all know that Ayurveda speaks about Panchamahabhutas, and all the calculation is based on Panchamahabhutas. If Vada dosha means there are also Panchamahabhutas, we will be speaking about the predominant Panchamahabhutas. So here definitely these Panchamahabhutas are the base for us to understand Ayurveda. So here from this we have to incorporate artificial intelligence. So here in human body, even human body is made up of Mahapanchabhutas, and we take these 3 doshas, Vada, Pitta, Kapha, for understanding each and everything in the perspective of health, and we understand that imbalance of these 3 doshas is going to create disease. Next slide, please. And now this is a beautiful slide where the artificial intelligence is standing near the holistic system of medicine. And here I just want to say Ayurvedic system of medicine and the treatment is unique and personalized. So here we get a doubt, if it is unique and personalized, is it possible to integrate artificial intelligence into Ayurveda? Yes, definitely it is possible, but we have to give a lot of data in a way that we have to teach the model or the computer with lot of data, and training to the model should be done, and then we get a final output, and it is possible to integrate artificial intelligence in the field Ayurveda. Next slide. Now, let it be whatever branch. We have, how many branches in Ayurveda? 8? How many? Okay. But finally, you have to come for treatment and you have to hold Aushadha. Okay. If the medicine is not a good one, okay, in the sense, I am telling about the quality and safety, then everything is gone case. You may diagnose, and the AI may help in diagnosis to understand your prakriti. Everything will be fine, but if the medicine quality and safety is not there, then nothing can be achieved. So here, coming deep into the importance of AI, first I just want to tell you, in Ayurveda, we have lot of classification like purely herbal, and herbomineral and herbometallic. So in this picture, though it is ginger, we have a format and we have a data in our textbook. In UG level we have, and it is very clearly mentioned that Ardraga Sorasa, if you want to prescribe, it can be given in Sorasa form. Even you can use it for any other formulation. But one thing, if you are using Ardraga Sorasa, then make it sure you mix it with honey. And mixing of honey also, they have told the quantity of honey to be used. Then if this combination is given for which all condition. So definitely from the literature you get a lot of data, and it is possible for giving data from our classical literature. That is fine. It is okay. And if you want to go deep into other thing like herbomineral, it is bit a tough job because it is tough to add all the understanding which is told in Ayurveda to put into AI for herbomineral. For herbometallic, it is still more a bit tough job. But I think on a course of time, it is possible to incorporate all the attributes, and without bias, we can incorporate artificial intelligence in Ayurvedic system of medicine also. Next slide. So as I told, the safety and quality of medicine is very important. And what I'm trying to say is, if we are integrating artificial intelligence in the field of Ayurvedic herbals and pharmaceutical industry, I think we can improve the quality of the final product. What is the opinion? Youngsters, is it possible? Yes, okay, let me see. Next slide. So now what I try to say is, it is definitely the need of the hour. Okay, there are difficulties, but I think this is a high time to integrate artificial intelligence in Ayurveda. Yeah, next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, now just it's a simple definition of artificial intelligence. No much difference. From morning we have heard 2 sessions and they have given a clear-cut picture about this. But now I just want to say, like, these are nothing but like, it's only simple computer where you're going to feed all the things, and then the computer in back like it is going to help us in diagnosis and in all the ways we go. So here artificial intelligence is a branch of science which deals with helping machines to find solution to complex problems in a more human-like fashion. Human-like fashion means you're training the computer or the machine and you're modelizing it or giving the data, and like with the help of a lot of deep neural networking, it will understand what the human brain is going to understand, and definitely the machine or the software is going to help us. So it's simply borrowing characteristics from the human intelligence and applying them as algorithms in a computer in a friendly way. This is only artificial intelligence. It's not a big thing. The only thing is we are standing back. Why? Because we are studying our science in a different way. Okay, but though it is in a different way, it is only about the human body. So it is easy to incorporate the things, and if we are able to understand and if we are having a little knowledge about artificial intelligence, even we can integrate Ayurveda with AI, or AI can be brought into Ayurveda. Next slide. So now it's a simple thing. If we want to prepare Vasa Avalega, the main ingredient is Vasa. So right from the raw drug collection, we should have genuine drug. Okay, only then the final product will be a good one. So for that, we can apply artificial intelligence right from raw drug collection. Right from raw drug collection. If we enter Baishaja Kalpana, it is very easy to give data regarding the collection. Right from in Charaga, you get that how the collector should be. Okay, from there, our acharyas have standardized the parameter. Okay, how, when to go, how to collect, what is the time of collection, even based on nakshatra, the collection is been told, and even the geographical data difference, geographical variation of the herbs have been told. Okay, let it be anyway. If you are able to integrate artificial intelligence, it is quite easy to find out the genuine drug if it is reaching the pharmaceutical industry. If the raw drug is genuine, then the second step is the pharmaceutical procedure or the methodology or the standard operative procedure. It should be standardized and it should be monitored. And if those parameters, the maintenance of temperature and all these parameters, if you are able to incorporate and if you are able to give the data to the computer, definitely those standard operating procedures can be standardized and taught to the model. Though there is there will be difficulty, but it is possible. So if you are able to incorporate artificial intelligence in the processing methodology, it is very easy. Like if you are getting a final product, and if there is a batch to batch variation in the sense, if first batch of Asa Avalega is having a taste more Tikta Pradhana, and if second batch the taste is varying, then if we are incorporating artificial intelligence, it is possible to find where the mistake has taken place, whether in the raw drug collection or where in between the processing technique it has gone wrong, or like that we can understand, and from then onwards, like that variation can be cut short. We can find out where the error is, and we can minimize the batch to batch variation. And nowadays we say that when the batch to batch variation comes, it is because of the geographical variation of the raw drugs. But if you go deep into the subject, it may not be the only reason. There will be many other reasons also for the batch to batch variation. Now next slide. What happened? Yeah. Okay. Wait, it's coming. Okay. So now, though Ayurveda has plenty of herbs, we have equally minerals and metals. So if you take the example of Abraga, we are preparing Abraga Basma with a lot of pharmaceutical procedures. Final product we call it as Abraga Basma, and we have certain criteria and parameters saying that the color of the Abraga Basma is Ishtika Varna, and we find Nischandartva and we go for Basma Pariksha. These all are subjective, and these are the parameters. If we are just trying to put all these parameters in an objective way, then if I am giving a sample of Abraga Basma in front of the AI, where if AI can have an image classifier or image processing technique is being adopted, and if it is taking an image of Abraga Basma, and with that, if it is able to say that and identify that this is Abraga Basma and the quality is good, then it is fine. Otherwise, I don't think so, like artificial intelligence will have a major role. If it is possible, then it is good. It is very simple. Why? Because if you want to find out a good quality, or if you want to assess a Abraga Basma is a good one or not, you have to give the sample to the lab for analyzing its particle size and all those things, and it's highly time consuming and it's highly costly. So if I'm a doctor, if I want to give a sample, I cannot spend a lot for finding out the parameters and to find out whether the Basma is good one. So if you are able to incorporate artificial intelligence, and if it is able to identify the quality of the final product in a better way with a less time duration, and if it is cost effective, then it is fine. It is good. But it takes time. Initially, the cost of integrating AI may be high, but in due course of time, I think it will help us in a many way. Next slide. Next slide, please. I think next is Kajali, about Kajali, and this is the most important thing and basic thing in Rashastra. Anybody can tell the slogan? Dadubir? Nobody. Okay, no problem. Anybody? I'll give you one chocolate. Is it possible? Vanda, chocolate vanda. Okay. Dadubir Gaddaga Daisha Nirdravel Mardido Rasaga Susleshna Kajalabo Kajalit Abidiyede. So what are the parameters? Susleshna Kajalaba. These are the two parameters, and the Siddhi Lakshana is Nischandratvam. Okay, and these parameters we have to teach the AI. Okay, that is a challenging one. So here we have mercury, and we are going to mix the Gandaga, And the stage by stage manufacturing and the color change, everything, if you are teaching to the AI, definitely it will support us and it will give an idea that this particular Kajali has not reached to the final stage. What do you think? Is it possible? Yeah, definitely it is possible. Okay, next slide. Now, like to enter into the AI, what is the main problem is a set of data is needed. So to get a set of data, we can take the reference from Ayurveda, all the classical texts you can take, the pharmacodynamics, the kinetics, everything we can teach. We can give the data, and this set of data from the research work also we have to get. Now, if you go into Ayurveda, the research is less. Researchers are taking place, but data are less. So what they're telling is, when I spoke with an artificial intelligent person, I found that they are asking, ma'am, we need data. Then I thought it may be some 10 or 5 datas. Okay, it is not like that. They need thousands of datas. So they're asking whether it is scientifically proven. I told no, it is not scientifically proven, but is already in practice. So I can give you assurance that the quality is good. They ask the question, okay, for you it is fine, but what about the publics? Publics always will have a cry saying, or globally they have a cry saying that the safety regarding the Rasaushadhi in the field of Ayurveda is again a big question. So I think like if you are able to incorporate the data from the research, like if you are able to get the particle size of the Abraha Basma and the other, spectroscopic analysis, if you are doing and if you are getting all the data of that, if we are able to put the set of data to the AI, I think we can come to a conclusion. So both the classical text data and the research oriented findings, if you are able to put into that, then it will be a better platform can be created for Ayurveda by integrating AI. So what I found is, back, 1 minute. So here, the data here, what I found is, data may be visual or non-visual data. And if it is visual or non-visual, it is possible to use AI algorithms, supercharging their ability to process huge data set and solve complex problems. Next slide. Next slide, please. So here, what are these visual data? So here, image classification is the process of assigning a label to an image based on its content. This involves feature extraction and the use of machine learning algorithms to identify the patterns. So what this image, the AI is going to do is, it will capture the image, and to capture an image and to come to a conclusion, it needs thousands of data. Okay, same leaf from different places. For example, like you're taking Vasa, the leaf which we get in Kerala, it will have a shape, and that grown in Tamil Nadu will have little bit a different, a linear nature of shape. So there will be slight difference. If there is a slight difference, that also can be taught to the AI, and finally we can come to a conclusion based on this feature extraction. It will definitely, if we are giving visual data, it can come to a conclusion, and it is definitely going to help us to, with the help of images, it will just understand and perceive what the human is doing. So I think this will help the collectors who are going to the real place for collecting the drug. So from the collection itself, if the drug is genuine and we have a genuine drug, then definitely the final product will be good enough. Next slide, please. So now what I'm trying to say is, so imaging helps the drug collector to collect the genuine drug. So in the pharmacy, if the standard operating procedures are standardized, and with the help of the drug collector and with the help of this imaging technique of artificial intelligence, if we are getting a genuine drug and the standard operating procedures are standardized, then definitely this batch to batch variation of the final product could be reduced with the help of AI. Standard operating procedure, I think you will be able to understand. This also could be integrated to AI. So the final product will be a standard one. Next slide. Now we know that the WHO guidelines, like they say, good agricultural and collection practices for medicinal plants. So if you see, like we have lot of medicinal herbs, but many herbs are endangered. So now WHO guidelines say that there should be a good agriculture practice, and collection practice also should be good enough to maintain the quantity and quality of the medicinal plants. If the quality and quantity is maintained only, the output will be good enough. Next slide, please. So visual and non-visual attributes into the AI, what it's going to do. So by incorporating both visual and non-visual attributes into the AI model for classifying Ayurvedic herbs, it definitely is going to improve the accuracy. But though it improves the accuracy, there will be certain limitations also. I'll come to that later. With this, it is able to improve the accuracy, and this will definitely ensure the quality of the final product. Which one? Both the visual and non-visual attributes. Non-visual attributes means all the parameters right from geographical data to the phytochemical, physicochemical, etc. data. Next slide. So here I am just picturizing it. So this is the method which we are doing. The first one, we have a drug. This is a manual method, and we doctors, we send the sample to the quality control, and it takes a long time to find whether the raw drug is a genuine one or not. And then with the Panchayendriya Pariksha and with the human brain, okay, using the human brain with the Panchayendriya Pariksha, we are telling that this drug is this, okay. And here, person to person, it may vary. But if you are able to get a sample into a AI where you are putting it into a frame, it is capturing the image, and after image processing and all the thing, and it comes to the next session of AI where DNA computation is there. DNN is deep neural network computation, and then finally it recognizes the drug. If this is possible in the field of Ayurveda, then definitely the cost and the time consuming can be reduced, and we can put the product into the market very quickly. Next slide. So this is something like in agriculture, what now it is happening. So in the field, okay, if artificial intelligence is incorporated, it will identify which crop is being cultivated, and then this image acquisition will analyze it. Okay, here the leaf images are taken as data set, and image pre-processing is done, and then here it will find the image segmentation, feature extraction, classification, and diagnosis, and they are coming to the conclusion that whether the drug is healthy or diseased. Got it? This is regarding agriculture. I am speaking about raw drug. If we are finding it that this drug is healthy right from the beginning, it's fine. We can continue the cultivation. If we find out it's a diseased one, then we can just spoil out the entire thing. Why to unnecessarily waste the water, time, and everything? So this is one thing which I want to highlight in Ayurvedic field also. If you are adopting AI in cultivation of herbal drugs, this could be implemented. Next slide, please. And now, what are the cons, or what are the limitations, or what are the disadvantages? So, detailed non-visual data or attributes like chemical composition, geographical data, moisture content, etc. can be challenging for identification of drug. Challenging in the sense, this is the geographical data. See here, all these are pictures of Vasa, but there is geographical variation, and hence the size is different, but all are Vasa only. Next slide. So here, how come the image classification creates a tough? Because image classification and how AI interprets visual data, here by understanding the mechanism behind the image classification, we can appreciate the capabilities and limitation of AI in recognizing the objects and patterns in nature. In nature, we are going to try. Okay, if it is something, one drug in hand, it is fine. But you are going to nature and you are going to teach the AI, and there definitely there will be lot of patterns to be taught to the model. Only then it is possible to identify in nature. So there will be a limitation to identify the drug, and we have to work out to overcome all the bias when we are modeling the machine. Next. So this is a simple one. I think this you can understand. Okay. So there we are having data. This I took from the net only. And here, next it comes cat, frog and dog. Model training is given, and finally it is coming, this is cat and dog. These are the test data given, and from this taught data, it is finding out that it is dog or cat. Only this much. This one even we can do. Okay, but we can do in the sense we can give the data, and we need an expert in artificial intelligence to code it and train the model. In this way it is easy, but if you come to Ayurveda, it is a tough job. Because layering of layering we have to do, and the fitting will be a question mark, and it's a tough job to train the model. When you train, there should not be bias also. So there it is a tough job. In this picture it is quite easy to train. I'm giving a sample, but it is a tough job for Ayurveda. But definitely it is possible if you are training it in a better way with a large number of data. Next slide. And this is how I think in the beginning, in the last session, sir was explaining about a small kid, like it will recognize first cat, then dog. Okay, here the same thing. They'll give a dog picture, how the image is being understood by the computer. Okay, computer in the sense I'm telling about artificial intelligence. So it will go to convolutions, max pooling will be done. There the convolution layers and pooling layers will be done. Then fully connected layers will be created, and then finally it comes to a conclusion that it is dog. This is the output. In this way only the artificial intelligence is going to work. Next slide. And here any input in the diagnostic way. Today I just got a presentation of one of a doctor. I listened regarding the diagnosis of disease. And there, like MRI or CT scan, if you are giving, it is helpful. It will see in same way, we are giving the image, it will go into the convolution layer, and it will go to RELU. Okay, means rectified linear unit, and it is a non-linear activation function used for deep neural networks in machine learning. So why I'm just putting all these words is I just wanted the Ayurvedic doctors to get these words into their brain. That is why I just tried to put this. And after this RELU, it goes to the pooling layer and fully connected layer. Then we have an output whether this is COVID or non-COVID. Okay. So like this in diagnosis also it is possible to bring. So image classification can be done in the field of Ayurveda in many sectors or in many branches. Next slide. And here there is no difference between artificial intelligence and our brain. Okay, our brain is super intelligent only. Okay, human vision, eye and brain, it is going to find out same. We are teaching the or we are trying to model or we are trying to tune the AI, and then we are just finding out this. Okay, next slide. Now, like the main things which is going to hinder us. So incorporating both visual and non-visual attributes into AI model for classifying Ayurvedic herbs is a bit tough job, but possible. Next slide, please. So what are the limitations? Actually, what I want to say is, here the data collection challenges will be there. Cost and complexity of non-visual data will be high, and data imbalance and sparsity will be there. Overfitting and generalization issues will be there, and scalability issues also will be there. And these are the limitations where we are going to face a tough, we in the sense Ayurvedic people are going to face a tough situation when we are going to integrate AI. But though it is tough, I am sure that it is possible to some extent. Next slide. Here now, what is data collection challenges? Here, high quality data requirement is needed, and the standardized data are needed. So I'm not going to go deep into that. As you get the word high quality data requirements, it is possible to understand, and standardized data means it's possible to understand. So these data are needed, and this is highly tough in the field of Ayurveda. From the literature, you can give the subjective parameters, but what about the objective parameters and scientific data? It's again a question mark, but it is possible we are able to do it to some extent. Next, the cost and complexity of non-visual data. Non-visual data are nothing but the chemical composition, and other non-visual data often requires lab tests which are costly, time consuming, and this adds significant overhead for small scale manufacturers. What happens is like if you put a rule that AI should be brought into the manufacturing industry, then it is a tough job. In the beginning, it is tough. Later, I think everybody will use, because if you see during the beginning, we had a very small number mobile, and now we are having Android mobiles, which are like, due to practice, like we are able to use it. Even 60 years grandma is using, even 75 years grandma is using. So like if you are ready to learn and if you are ready to go along with AI, even these limitations can be overruled, and it is possible to incorporate many things, and we can incorporate, or we can take this artificial intelligence in the field of Ayurveda. Next slide. Model complexity. Higher computational resources are needed. So here higher computational resources, in the sense, a model that integrates both visual and non-visual attributes will be more computationally expensive to train and deploy. So here the processing image data, which with the CNN, that is convolution, we have already seen convolutional neural network, while also handling structured non-visual data requires more memory. Okay, it needs more memory and computational power. So this will become a model complex will be created, and this is a tough job. And next is the model tuning. Here again, the model tuning will be tough. Why? Because we will have a number of visual and non-visual data, and where sometimes we give importance to some visual data more weightage, and for the other visual data less. So there may be some bias in this. If you are giving more weightage for the visual data and less for non-visual data, there will be some bias. So equally importance should be given for visual and non-visual data if you are trying to tune the model. Next slide. Here data imbalance and sparsity, same thing which I am trying to say is, usually visual image readily available than non-visual attributes. So definitely what we will have, an uneven data distribution. So this also will create limitations. Sparsity of non-visual data. Not all the herbs or batches may come with detailed non-visual attributes such as chemical composition, making it difficult to maintain consistency data set. The model might struggle to generalize if certain key non-visual features are missing, and sometimes it may create problem to identify the genuine samples. Next slide please. Now overfitting and generalization issues. Risk of overfitting. With multimodal data, there is a higher chance of model overfitting to the specific characteristics of the training data, particularly the chemical composition linked to certain regions, and failing to generalize well to new unseen data. So this is also creates a risk of overfitting. Herb variability. This is another limitation. Next slide please. Interpretability. It is quite difficult to interpret it. Why? Because model transparency. Multimodal models that integrate visual and non-visual data are more complex, making it harder to interpret how the model is making decision. So this we call it as black box, and nature can be problematic, especially in fields like Ayurvedic medicine where transparency and trust is important, and difficulty in explaining the predictions. If we are giving not a proper one and a lot of bias is there, then definitely there will be a tough job to explain or explain the predictions. Next slide please. Scalability issues. Scaling across regions. While the model may work well for a specific region or a type of herb, scaling the approach to cover a broader range of herbs or regions with different environmental conditions may require retraining and recalibrating the model, which can resource intensive. Then frequent updates is needed, and this all are a little bit limitations which is going to create an issue when we are going to integrate artificial intelligence in Ayurveda. Next slide please. And now just I am trying to say that this is a hypothetical point, okay, hypothetical view, and this is a hypothetical point in the future where AI surpasses the human intelligence and begins to improve itself autonomously and exponentially. What do you think about that? It is going to happen, is it not? It is going to overrule human intelligence. I think then it's a big question mark. So result of this are difficult to predict as it may have very different ideas about the way it should evolve and the decision it should make than we do. Next slide. I think I have come to the end. Okay. So I think, and my conclusion is definitely we can integrate artificial intelligence into Ayurveda. And first step, I think, in the learning perspective, if you are able to integrate artificial intelligence, it will be well and good. It will be easy for the teaching faculty to teach in a better way. I think that will be a first step and it will be good enough. Then coming into the second session of this, second part of integrating is to the herbs and pharmaceutical industry. And definitely now many apps are there. I think all these apps are working with the artificial intelligence in the field of Ayurveda, and artificial intelligence is not new to Ayurveda. Okay, already one step is kept in the field of Ayurveda, and now the youngsters, it is in the hands of the youngsters. You people have to bring it up, and we have to try our level best to integrate artificial intelligence in Ayurveda. Thank you. At this moment, I would like.
What is Ayurveda means? आयुर्वेदा का मतलब ही है कि वो नेचर है, तो मतलब वो हमारा ट्रेडिशनल है. तो अगर मैं आपसे ये पूछूं कि आप किस चीज को सपोर्ट करेंगी, एआई को हमारे साथ जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए?
You are asking to which thing I am going to support, to the nature or to this artificial intelligence?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I am going to support nature to 60% and 40% to artificial intelligence, because now you are speaking in Hindi. If I have artificial intelligence, I will get your question in which language I know. So this will help, no?
This can be done with other person also. Maybe some person can translate it to you in other way.
Now I don't have, no.
What,
So
ma'am?
now I don't have, see, I know only English. I am not knowing. So if I am speaking in English, if AI is there, many of the students from North India, they may understand. Okay, if there are Tamil students, and if I am speaking in English, if they want to understand in their own language, if AI is been brought, I can teach them in their, and they can understand in their own mother tongue. Is it not? So in that we can offer. You are telling regarding treatment, yes, in treatments, the final decision is the doctor's decision. You're not going to see the YouTube and going to take oil and apply. If you're taking that and you're taking oil and apply, then it is not called artificial integrated Ayurveda. You're going behind the business thing and you've been, misguided. I'm speaking about what to say. I'm just trying to integrate Ayurveda into other platform where it will reach to the human beings to improve their health. Okay, in that perspective, I'm just thinking. So if you are able to assess, see now there is a bias. I may say he is of Vada Pitta Prakriti. You may say he is Pitta Vada Prakriti. So to what extent it is standardized? And it is not that easy to standardize Ayurveda. Okay, if you are standardizing Ayurveda, it is a tough job. You can generalize certain things as how Sharangara Samhita, we get the dose, Madhyama dose, Tupala for Podakalpana. It is a generalized data for a Madhyama Bala. Then immediately we get another sloka saying that Yushin Desham Balam Tala Manalam Prakriti you have to see, and then only you are going to fix the dose. Like that, it's not easy to integrate, and it's not that like within 1 year, maybe your grandchildren may be learning Ayurveda with artificial intelligence.
Yes, ma'am. But if we see socially, we are telling like we are westernizing ourselves.
No,
Ma'am,
no, see, I'm an Indian. If I cannot put the jacket where the Americans put, I'm not comfortable, but I can take it and put for some time and say that I'm with Western model. You're able to understand? Means or with Western costume. Only that much. Definitely the comfortable dressing will be my native dressing itself. By simply putting or taking and telling that I am modernizing, it is not possible. It is not called modernizing. Okay, we are not modernizing Ayurveda. We are trying to, see, now, in olden days we had blackboard. Then during my PG I had whiteboard. Now we are having smartboard. So technology is advancing. Don't you think that in olden days my dad was using Nadi Pariksha? I'm using BP apparatus and all those things to come to a conclusion. It's a development. I don't think so it is going to spoil the nature.
It's okay मैम, but at the end humans की जरूरत ही क्या है, फिर सारा काम machines ही कर देंगी.
No, we should not leave that. That is why my hypothetical point was, will it surpass the human brain? We should not leave. You're able to understand? But definitely it may. Where is our brain? You're able to understand? See, you're sitting in front of computer, think that it is a machine, not human. We are thinking that, artificial intelligence is something that it is going to help. No. If you take medicine and if you do exercise only, your health could be maintained. That information this AI will be giving you. You are able to understand. For example, if you want to get the word Agni in Charaka Samhita, how many days do you need? Some 1 month?
Yes.
Yes, no. If I have this artificial intelligence, within 2 minutes, it will give me word Agni. 2000 words are there. In which chapter, where, everything it will give. So I think we have to incorporate artificial intelligence. For example, the word Shula. If I ask, how will you find out? You need some 2 months or 3 months to scan Madhava Nidana, Charaka Samhita, Chikitsa Sthana and Nidana Sthana to find out. But if I'm incorporating artificial intelligence, within 5 minutes it will tell in Charaka Samhita, this chapter you have the word, what? Shula. Then it is easy to teach in the class also. I have a board, if I am touching Charaka Samhita, putting the word, regarding Asti or whatever, immediately we get the slogan and it's quite easy to teach. So in that way it is beneficial. In manufacturing also it is beneficial, and definitely it is going to help in the clinical level, both in OPD and IPD level. No doubt in that.
Ma'am, it's correct, but I'm telling, if we are applying this artificial intelligence, then our traditionality we are losing. We are modernizing ourselves.
The person who are sitting to incorporate should be very sure enough that they are not going to dilute it.
Ma'am, see, already Ayurveda is, it is based upon our herbs, plants and all.
Yeah.
Already due to modernization, these factories and industries, we are losing our plants. And we are using substitutes for that. Means we are totally changing our Ayurveda. This is not natural.
No, we are not. See, we in the sense, we are spoiling the nature. Okay, see, you are collecting the herb and you are bringing that herb to endangered state. Okay, so that is why WHO brought that agriculture and cultivation methodology and guidelines to be followed. You are able to understand. It is not easy like in olden days speaking that Ayurveda means person to person, this we have to do, and if I am take a Kalva Yantra and crush it and sit, I can see only one patient. Okay, now the trend has changed. If I want to see 30 patients, then I should use some equipments, is it not? So I think it is good enough, but there should not be any diluted data to be given while modeling the machine. Okay, I think it is quite acceptable.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Chance backside. Vitta Podu ma'am.
Good evening, basically.
Good evening.
When you are building an AI regarding Ayurveda, where it can diagnose, it can clarify, and where it can delve you into Ayurveda, when you're going through certain cases, you told that standardizing Ayurveda is difficult, but generalizing it is easy.
Yeah.
So how can you collect with the database, ma'am? Like when you input the database, it is really like very complicated task to put in the data to expect the better outcome, right?
No, it is like if you are giving the data. For example, I have a hypothetical view. If I set a clinic and if, for example, my door is having a sensor, okay, and when you come to the door itself, if that sensor is identifying that you are a human, and immediately it's finding out the body temperature, at the same time your BP, height, weight, everything, and this data it is obviously coming to my AI. It will give a set of, see, immediately it will say BMI is more. Okay, then I can tell like in future you may get these all conditions.
Yeah.
And these may be like these all exercise you can adopt, these all yogas you can adopt. And all these food things also I can tell. Say your BMI is more, so you have to reduce your weight, or you have to adopt this exercise, so you can maintain your health. This can be done, is it not? This is hypothetically I'm saying, and it is possible.
This one is possible, ma'am.
Yeah.
But getting to be delving more meticulously and detailedly into Ayurveda, it is like really like I'm asking if it is complicated to put in the inputs. Like
It's complicated. Why? Because we are not having scientific based data.
okay,
Proven data are not. I am telling that public has to accept. You and me who are in the Ayurvedic field will accept all these things. But I wanted the whole world to understand Ayurveda and to go in the way of Ayurveda to maintain the health. If that is the need, okay, then what we have to do? We have to create a set of data without any bias to the computer, and definitely it is going to, AI will help us to identify all the things. It doesn't mean that you're the doctor, you're the ultimate to give the treatment. It will give you idea. See, you're putting a set of, blood investigation to it, lot of x-rays into that. So it will give an idea that like what our eye will not censor, this computer will censor and tell, see this here the gray mark is more, why can't you concentrate on that? So it will help us in diagnosis also. Sure, it is going to create a great base, and it is going to create a helping hand for doctors in both diagnosis, and the same way it is going to help the society to maintain the health. Okay.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.